Hi, if you ever tried to complete your tax information on YouTube and you bumped into one problem or the other, this is the video you've been looking for, because I have taken time to compile about 25 questions across YouTube around this topic from people who have had problems completing their form, or who have already filled their form, completed the process, but are not sure if they did the right thing. Now, I want you to stick around as I answer one question after the other. Now, if you've not started this process at all, this is fantastic for you because it helps you to clarify a lot of things before you start the process and prevents you from making any unnecessary mistakes. So definitely stick around as I take you through all the questions on YouTube about completing your tax information. Let's go. Hello and welcome. My name is Tokwe Awomashe. If you're new here and you want to learn how to grow your YouTube channel, how to use YouTube to grow your brand or business, or generally learn stuff about YouTube, then start by subscribing and clicking on that bell so you don't miss anything. Now, before I get into the questions, here is a quick disclaimer. I don't work for YouTube and I definitely don't have 100% of the answers. But one thing I've done is extensive research. I've pulled out the information I'll be sharing with you today from different people who have successfully completed this process under different circumstances. So if you find any YouTube expert and you're not sure of anything you've heard in this video, feel free to confirm with him or her. That said, let's get started. A question here says, if I haven't met my monetization requirements yet, do I still need to fill out the form, or can I wait until I get monetized? First, this tax information thing is for monetized channels, okay? If you're not yet monetized, you have no business with this process yet, because when you are, this would have been incorporated into the settings, into the registration process, and you would not have to do it separately. Another person is saying, thank you so much, not to me, and is asking, I just don't know what I have to fill in these forms. Okay, I don't know how to find this information. Here is it. The form is very explicit. I think you just need to jump on the process and read everything you're seeing on the form. Primarily, you'll be needing your name, your permanent residence address or your mailing address, and you would also be needing your TIN if you are in a country where you can claim a tax treaty. Check in the tutorial up here. It's very explanatory how I explain the step-by-step registration process. So just jump on it and you'll be fine. Another person is asking, what will be the effect on future content creators that don't have their AdSense account before March 31st? So March 31st is the current deadline for this tax information submission. However, if you're not monetized at that time, there's nothing to worry about, because by the time you are monetized and you're registering, this step would have been incorporated in the monetization registration. So it's definitely come to stay and it's nothing to do in advance. Another person is saying, I have a good question. Does that mean we can claim some of this money back due to tax write-offs? So this is different from the withholding tax rate, which you can benefit from if you're living in a country that has a treaty with the US. This person is asking about tax write-offs, meaning if you have expenses in your business out of YouTube, if this is going to apply to you. I do not think so, because this is strictly tied to just your YouTube income from your ad views, from super stickers, super chats, channel memberships. Now, if all the things I'm saying sounds like Greek to you, you're probably living in a country that is not eligible for this monetization, except maybe ads. But don't worry about it. This is just strictly tied to your income from your YouTube studio. Again, feel free to confirm this if you don't feel confident in my response. Now, someone is asking, can you apply for this if you are a minor, or you've got to use a parent tax information to apply because they only got? All right. Now, if you're a minor and you did your AdSense registration with a business name, you're already making a lot of money, you have a company already, of course, I'm sure your business would have tax information. However, if you're an individual, this may be a little tricky. You probably want to check with the tax agencies in your region and find out what is applicable to you If you are in a country that doesn't have any tax treaty with the US, feel free to just skip the step where you have to add your TIN and complete the form because it won't be necessary anyway. However, if you're in a country where you want to claim treaty, you probably want to speak with the tax agencies in your region, in your country, and find out what can work for you. Otherwise, you may need to just use your parents' tax information and see how it works out because anyways, they are the one currently managing your account because you're not yet an adult. So that would be my advice for you. But feel free again to check with other people to be sure. Now, somebody else is saying, but what of YouTubers in Nigeria? I don't think we have US treaty. Does that mean we won't be able to apply for the tax? What can be done? Unfortunately, if your country is not among the countries listed as eligible or as having a treaty with the US, you are honestly not going to be able to do anything else than to just accept your status as is and enjoy the rates that applies to you. Now, if you don't have any treaty with the US, your default will be 30% taxation from your US viewers, and sadly you would have to live with that. Next person is saying, if the account name is not that of my actual name, which type of account do I select, individual or non-individual? Now, I believe this person is saying, if my YouTube channel name is different from my actual name, what account should I select? Now, your channel name can be anything. It does not necessarily mean that you are a business. Okay, so if you're still an individual, feel free to select individual. Non-individual or business will be more appropriate for those that have business AdSense accounts that are real businesses, corporations, institutions, and all of that. And remember, when you're typing in your name as the individual, to put in your legal name, your real name. Okay, next question. I'm trying to fill the form from Nigeria and I don't have the tax identification number. Can I use my BVN? No, your BVN is not your TIN, period. And honestly, if you're in Nigeria, it's optional to even fill it at all because anyways, it's useless because AdSense is not going to use it for anything. So it's optional. If you do not have a TIN, you might as well just completely skip putting your TIN and finish the registration without adding it. Now, somebody is saying, I'm still confused where you find your tax information. Like then the number that you put in the TIN section, I have no idea what to put for that. Okay, basically this person is just saying, I don't know what TIN is. I don't know how to even find it. Again, your TIN means taxpayers identification number or taxpayer identification number. And in different countries, it's called different things. Like in the UK, it's called the national insurance number, I think. In the US, it's your social security number. In Canada, it's called your social insurance number, SIN. It's all the same thing technically, but referred to as different things depending on where you are. So you want to find out what that is even called in your region. Search on the internet and then you should be able to find something that would help. Now, if you are getting value so far, smash the like button below and let me know. Now, another person is asking, can I use tax identification number using my parents because I don't have it now? Now, if you are a minor, I believe your parents are still the ones managing your channel, and I believe you can use your parents' TIN. And again, if you check the tutorial where I shared step by step how to set this up, you will see where you can submit a new form. So I'm thinking here that whenever you're matured enough to run your channel as an adult, you can go there and change the information to yours when you have your own personal TIN. But I do think it will be safe to work with your parents' TIN. However, again, you need to check. If you really don't need to add your TIN in your registration, skip it completely because it's optional for countries that don't have a treaty with the US. Somebody is asking, can I fill my husband's information since I don't pay tax? No, if you're an adult, get your TIN, okay? Because your husband is another completely different human being with his own financial record. So please do not use your husband's information. If you're a full-blown adult, go get your own TIN. You don't have to be paying taxes yet to have a taxpayer's identification number. So please check with your tax agencies and check online in your country to find out how you can get your TIN. Somebody is saying, I have a question. After I filled the form and submitted on my dashboard, it shows approved, but I didn't get the approval mail. What do you think might be wrong? If it shows approved in your AdSense account, emails sometimes have issues depending on your settings. You probably have blocked automated emails in your Google. But if it shows in your AdSense that it's successful, then it is successful. You may want to wait for the email to drop at a later date, or check your spam folder and all of that to see if it's hiding there. But if it shows successful in your AdSense account, that should suffice. Now, somebody's asking, what is DBA? I mean, if my channel's name is different from my real name, do I have to write it there? No. DBA is, number one, optional. So if it's anything like confusing to you, just skip it. If you have a different channel name from your real name and that's how you're operating, feel free to put it in your DBA. But again, it's a negligible information. That's why it's optional. So if it's confusing, I would say completely skip it and you don't have to fill it. This person is saying, hi, I'm from Malawi. I have a blogger site. My AdSense account is not displaying the notification message about tax information. It's showing only get ready for tax season. What should I do? So this person is a blogger, doesn't have a YouTube channel, I believe, from the phrasing of his question. So if this is you, this tax registration is for content creators on YouTube. So it doesn't apply to you, at least not yet. So just enjoy yourself. Now this person is saying, if my country is not on the list, should I choose the nearest one? This person is in Malaysia, and Malaysia is not on the list of countries that have a treaty with the US, and is asking, should I choose the nearest country to my country? No. Your country is Malaysia, and if it's not on the list, it is not on the list. Do not choose the nearest country to you, because that's a totally different ballgame. Please select the option that does not give you any treaty benefits, because that will be what would apply to you if your country is not on the list. Somebody is asking, hi sis, I'm from Nigeria, based in Nigeria. That foreign TIN is what? And can I get it? So she's asking what the foreign TIN is. Foreign TIN basically is TIN that is foreign to the US. Okay, if you're outside US, your TIN is a foreign TIN as far as this registration is concerned. So pretty much it's your TIN where you are. And then how can you get it? Check with your tax agencies. If you're in Nigeria, check with FIRS. You can visit the nearest FIRS office to you. And I believe you can get this done within a couple of minutes. If a couple of friends have done this, and then they said it doesn't even take up to an hour to get your TIN in Nigeria if you visit the FIRS office. So probably want to do that. Or if you want to do this online, you want to check the link in the description below for how you can register for your TIN in Nigeria online, right? Again, I'll say don't stress over this if you're in Nigeria, because your country is not on the list of countries that are eligible for this treaty. So you probably just want to leave that space empty and complete the registration without adding a TIN to the form. Now somebody's asking, does it just deduct money from YouTube revenue or your money outside of YouTube? This is for your YouTube income deductions strictly. They have no right to deduct your salaries or your income from your business or anywhere else. It's strictly connected to your AdSense to take deductions from your income from YouTube. Now somebody is asking, why do I get 10% or 30% choices on Motion TV, not 0? Can you help me please? Now, depending on what is applicable to your country, for some countries, all 3 parameters have 0, right? Like South Africa, like the UK. But like for a country like India, I know it's not 0 for all the 3 parameters. It's probably 14% for one, I think 24% for another one. It's not the same for every country. So for whatever shows up for your country, that is what is applicable to you, and just enjoy it. Now somebody else is saying, I got approved this year on monetization and I haven't received any cash from my YouTube channel. So should I submit my work tax? If you have a tax information tied to your workplace, by all means use the same tax number on your channel because it's tied to your identity, and that is what we're talking about. So yes, use your work tax if it is a TIN tied to you as a person in your workplace, right? That is the number I used. I had this when I was working. My employer registered me and gave me the TIN. I still have the ID card till now. And I still searched on FIRS and it's still tied to my name. But I no longer work there. It's been 4 years, going to 4 years thereabout. So feel free to use any tax identification number that has already been tied to your person because that is yours. Now, somebody is saying, I'm monetized and from Kenya. I'm trying to fill in the form, but when I reached selecting my country, it isn't on the list of countries. How do I go about that? If your country is not on the list of countries that are eligible for a treaty benefit, then it is not. If it's not on the list, then it's not eligible. Go to the second option that makes you click no and get the default deduction rate. Somebody is saying, what should I do if the application has expired from my end? Application has expired. I don't know what this means, but I'm thinking you're talking about the deadline. What should you do if you've missed the deadline? You'll still be able to register. It's just that until you register, you'll be considered as a US resident, yeah? And you will be charged like a full US resident, which is having 24% deduction across your global earning from YouTube. Now, if you register before the deadline, this deduction applies to only your traffic from the US, your viewers from US, YouTube Premium from US, YouTube stickers from US, channel memberships from the US. But if you do not register before the deadline, Google, under the law, is required to assume that you are a US resident, and they will therefore tax you on all your income, even if the viewers are coming from any other country, and that will be more expensive for you. So, but you definitely can apply after the deadline. It's just that before you apply, they would have considered you as a US citizen and charged you more. So you probably want to do this while you still have the time. Somebody saying, I don't have a foreign TIN number. And if I don't have one, then how do I get one? Because I'm only 16. So this person is a minor. Again, if you're a minor, my assumption is your parents currently have control of your account and YouTube knows that. So I believe your parents should be able to use their TIN. Again, confirm if you find a YouTube expert, but this is what I think you should be able to do, because even if you walk into any tax agencies and all that, and you're still a minor, I believe you will not be attended to. But if you have a business already, your business is possibly having a TIN number already, you can use that to complete your registration if you already have a business as a minor. But as an individual that is a minor, I do not think you would be able to get a TIN. So maybe you want to use your parents' TIN, and when you get old enough, you can change it. Somebody saying, I just submitted my tax info, but I want to make some changes. How can I edit it? Okay, so after you've completed your tax information, on the final page where you see approved, you'll see a button on the same page that says submit a new form. Submit a new form. This is an opportunity for you to register afresh. This is not just for those who have made mistakes in their registration. It's also applicable to those who have relocated to other countries and want to change their details. Now, somebody is saying, when you are putting the name of an individual, do you put the full name or your YouTube name? Please, you put your full name, your legal name, not your YouTube name. Okay, not your channel name. Someone is asking a question from the tax identity section, asking if you've performed any activities and services for Google within the US. This does not include your views from the US. I mean, not yet. Okay, it means if you've done any other kind of business, right? And they said for Google, so not just any business in the US, but a business or an activity for Google in the US. So for most people, this is a no, but you probably want to check, well, if it's yes for you, go ahead and select yes. Now, somebody is saying, I'm based in Nigeria. I understand we have no such tax treaty with the US. So what do I do? Is it still necessary to fill out the form? Now, if you reside in a country that doesn't have a tax treaty with the US, you still have to complete the form, okay? It's an AdSense requirement that you complete the form. So what you want to do is just select the option for the countries that don't have a treaty with the US and go by the default tax deductions. You'll find that again in the tutorial up here where I show step by step how to complete this process. So you don't have to select that you have a tax treaty if you don't, but you definitely have to complete the registration. Check the tutorial up here to show you what to do. Someone is asking, they will only take 30% out of my revenue only when my viewers are in US, right? Yes, right. Only from your US traffic, okay? Somebody is asking, what if I don't have a foreign TIN? I don't work yet. Is it like national insurance number? If I work in the future, will YouTube deduct money from my income or only on my channel? YouTube has no business with your income outside of YouTube. All this is for your income within YouTube, strictly from your income from YouTube ads, your income from YouTube Premium, from super chats, super stickers, channel memberships, okay? And all of these are from your activities on your channel, nothing more. Somebody's asking, I'm staying here in the UAE and we don't have income tax. So how can I fill up this form? If you don't have income tax, you would have a kind of taxation system in your country. Again, I said in different countries, this is called by different names. In the US, for instance, it's called Social Security number. In the UK, it's called National Insurance number. So you want to find out what this is called in the UAE and work with that. Please check online again and you will find what applies to your country. And I wish you luck with that. Somebody's asking, I'm in Ghana. Should I choose UK for tax treaties? Of course, I wouldn't want 30% reduced rate. No, please. If you are in Ghana and Ghana is not on the list of countries eligible, please do not select another country. Stick with Ghana and go with the default deduction, which is 30%, so you don't get into any trouble. Someone is asking, what if I'm not monetized? How do I do this? If you're not monetized, this is not your business really. Whenever you're monetized, this would have been incorporated into the registration system for your monetization and you'll be doing it then. So that's it for the questions so far. I hope you got value. Also, if you have questions I haven't answered in this video, let me know in the comment section below and I'll be willing to help. If you've not done this process yet, I implore you to check the tutorial up here to do this step by step without making any mistakes. And I wish you the very best. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. And until then, keep showing up and keep crushing it. Bye.